Alright, here's where we're at with our virtual drum set. If we run it, and we should be able to go through all the keys and have them all work without holding them down. So I have all my keys working. But this program doesn't really work well because the user doesn't really know what keys they have to press down. So there's a couple ways you could go about this. This is a beginning project in my class, so what we're going to do is create a graphic that shows what letters to press. So to do this, we're going to pop into Photoshop, or any paint program that you really have will work. And what we need to do is go to File, New, and we're going to create a document that's exactly the size of our world. So again, if we go back and we check our dimensions of our world is 800 by 600. So that's the size in pixels that we're going to make our document. And it's pretty important that you have a transparent background. So we click OK. So our document will pull up right here in Photoshop, and now what will really help us is a picture of the drum set so that we know where the letters need to be. So go to File and choose Place, and then go to your H drive, and then to Greenfoot, and Projects, and Drum Set, and Images, and find the whole drum set. It's this one right here, drumset.png, and click Place. And now it's right in the middle. You don't have to move it or do anything, just press Enter. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a graphic where I can put the letters on top of each of the drums. So I'm going to go to the Type tool, which is right here. It's a T on your keyboard. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to basically pick the color that I want. So I'll use, I don't know, we'll use like a lighter blue. And then the font that we want to use. And I'm going to use, I don't know, Air is Bold. Alright, I'm going to just click once for my font to show up, and that key was A. Then what I can do is I can highlight this and make it a little bit bigger. 36 might work, maybe even a little bit bigger than that, 48. And so basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and I'm going to put all the letters on all the drums. So what I did was I kind of went in a row. Drum 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Symbol 1, 2, and 3. So up here, this one would be an S. This one would be a D. This one is an F. The big bass drum is the space bar, so I'm just going to type space. There, I can move it with the Move tool on top, just in case you don't like where things are. Each letter is on its own layer, so you might have to go over here to adjust them. Then I'll go back to the text tool and I'll start doing my symbols. So this one here is Q. I'm going to move that just a little bit. This one right here is W. And this one right here is E. Now, I want to save this image, but I don't want the drum set in here. So I'm going to scroll over to my layers palette and I'm going to just click on it. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to delete that layer. And we'll just click OK. So now this is the image that we're really going to save. So I want this to be a transparent background, so I'm going to save it as a PNG file. So I'm going to go File, Save As. Make sure that I'm putting it in my projects, my Greenfoot, and then projects, and then drum set, and then it's an image, so it goes in the images folder. I'm going to make sure it's a PNG file or a PNG file right here. I'm just going to call mine letters.png, and I'll click Save. And this options, just click OK. Now go back to Greenfoot and make sure you compile, because you can't do this unless you compile first. Create a new subclass. I'm going to call mine letters. Scroll over here and my letters should be in this image, and I'll click OK. And then I'm just going to compile again because it had the lines through it. Go to New Letters. And I can kind of eyeball this where I want it to go. I can control and save the world. And actually I can go into my drum world code and look in the prepare method and look at how close I got. 400, 317. It should really be at 400, 300. So I'll change this. And then I will compile it. And this will stay on the screen all the time. So now if I compile this, now I have a nice little key for people to see what letters they need to press. So I'm going to run it and I'm going to press A and then space and then F. Now if you notice on E, the picture goes over the top. So you can leave it that way, or there is one thing you can do. You can go to the drum world, and in the constructor right here, what we can do is we can say set paint order, and then we just list the classes that we want on top. So what I want on top here, I would just want letters dot class to be on top, and I press compile. And now my letters are always going to be on top of anything that's in the world. So now if I compile this and run my world, if I press E, that letter stays on top of any image that I put on. So that's how you can add labels to your drum set.